to the Rondo.
Come on.
We're back, guys. It's another week. International break, club football's been gone for a while, so having a bit of a different show today. We have a member we haven't had for a long time back on the show.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
Introduce yourself.
Cory, man. People may know me as Mikel's son from
That's it.
a few seasons ago. Still there. But yeah, man, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Let's talk about how you feel about Arteta this season. Just quickly. I just want to quickly. We ain't heard from you in a while.
Overall, I can't complain. We're not playing the football that we were last year. I think teams have figured us out a bit. Been dealing with some injuries, but we're still there amongst it. We're doing well in the Champions League. I think the only thing I've got to question is this whole goalkeeper situation. Okay. I'm sure everyone knows what we're talking about. Me personally, I don't think it should have happened. It's hard to balance two number ones, but I get why he's done it.
Okay.
I think he thought Ramsdale's... I don't think he thinks Ramsdale's the right person long term.
Okay, he's not good enough then.
But then again, I don't think Raya is either, so it's difficult.
It was a risk, and Raya's alone, so I don't see too much downside to it in a sense. Yeah. But let's forget about that. The agenda on this week's episode is, firstly, we're going to go over the biggest fall-offs in football. Okay. So you've seen this scene as left of players. We can talk about Ronaldo. We can talk about Adriano, talk about Michu, talk about Dele Alli recently. For you, who is your biggest fall-off and why?
For me, I don't think it gets spoken about enough. Mario Götze.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't think people speak about it a lot. I think, like 2014, Germany won the World Cup. That was him,
Winning goal at the final.
Exactly,
everything.
That's what I'm saying. I think there was even a quote from the Germany manager saying, "Show the world why you're better than Messi."
Damn.
It's crazy. And obviously he was never that level, but you thought he was going to be that next superstar.
100%.
Maybe on even the Ozil level. And I know he's had illnesses. I know he's had injuries, but what is he doing now? He's still in the Bundesliga, but I just felt like...
Where does he play?
I don't know. Is it Frankfurt? Or
yeah.
Something like that. But he's been on a few loans. I know he's got health problems, but I just felt like watching that World Cup, especially as a young boy, I just thought, you know what, he's going to be a problem. What about yourself?
But first, I don't want to go away from this. Do you think he had the ability, like the actual footballing ability, to make it to the top?
I think so. I think he was one of them players where he was obviously technically gifted. He wasn't. Yeah. He didn't have the pace. He didn't have the strength, but he was a very intelligent footballer. He knew how to get other players into the game. And I just thought, when he was going to go to Bayern Munich, he was going to just be part of the dynasty for a very long time, or until we got maybe a move to abroad or to the Prem. Because once you win a few titles at Bayern, not really much else to do.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when he went from Dortmund to Bayern. It was meant to be like one of the biggest signings for Bayern at the time. He's meant to be the next big thing, the next young German star, and he just never really lived up to it.
Yeah, it's a shame, man.
Yeah, it's quite disappointing. For me personally, I don't know if this counts, but I'm going to say Shevchenko.
Okay.
So, as a Chelsea fan, when we bought Shevchenko from AC Milan, I said, we have a flip. Obviously, we had Drogba. I said, imagine Drogba and Shevchenko up front together. I was like, we're winning the league for the next 5-6 years. Given that he was a Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah. He was scoring goals on goals on goals.
He was a quality striker.
At AC Milan. Top striker. I thought, we have the Ukrainian at the bridge. What could go wrong? And when he came, it's like click. It didn't click at all. I don't want to say all his ability disappeared, but at the time, a lot of Chelsea fans thought he's going to replace Drogba, in fact.
Okay.
Drogba was still the main man in that team. He was still the better striker in that team. Shevchenko barely scored any goals. I think he got 17, 18 goals for us in the 2 seasons. And you look at that now, it's like it's not the end of the world, but as a top quality striker, you'd want a lot more from him.
Why do you think that was? Do you think it just didn't work with the play styles? Do you just think... Because I know people talk about that curse number 9 sort of thing. What do you think as a Chelsea fan it was?
You see, with Chelsea, when it comes to analysing strikers and why they've failed at the club, it's quite hard because we've had so many different strikers with so many different types of styles and abilities. And obviously he came in under Mourinho at first, and yes, we played a defensive style, but I wouldn't say anything major about our tactics and our style would have prevented him from reaching the stars. Maybe it wasn't the correct environment for him. I'm not too sure. But we just have a thing at Chelsea where strikers just don't flourish. In my lifetime, there's been about 3 strikers, or 4 if you count Zola as a striker, who have played well. So you have Hasselbank, Drogba, and Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Apart from those, we've had some names as well. Every other one has failed. Mutu, Shevchenko, Torres, like there's so much. But for me, Shevchenko was the biggest name that we signed in that period. In fact, would I say he's the biggest player Chelsea have ever signed?
It's a shout. I think it is, because I think people don't remember like how big Shevchenko
was at the time. Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's definitely up there.
You know, I'd say I think Shevchenko is the biggest player Chelsea, or the biggest profile at the time that Chelsea have ever signed, and he was just a disappointment. And there's little that can be said about it at this point. He has no Chelsea legacy. He has no Premier League legacy, and it's quite sad. Obviously, even after his career ended, he still continued to talk with Abramovich and had a good relationship, weirdly enough, Ukrainian, Russian. Who knows what's going on there? But yeah, I would have liked for him to have landed at Stamford Bridge and been an absolute sensation.
That would have been a problem.
Yeah, especially at the time.
Yeah.
I feel like if he did that, United, obviously the 3-year run that United went on, it might have been different. Yeah. But who's to say? Any other fall-offs in your opinion?
I was thinking about it. I think Balotelli.
Interesting.
And again, it's kind of like, I just think if you look at the clubs he's played for, his CVs, it's a bit crazy. At 18, he was at Inter, he's played for AC, Man City, he's played at Liverpool, he's been at Marseille, and I just think, you saw was it Euro 2012? You know, when he scored that winner, is it the semi-final, took off his top and did that infamous celebration. You know, I think he was only about 21, 22 there, and I just think, again, he went through a lot. There was a lot of racism going on in Italy, and maybe he couldn't find his identity, and there's a lot of things that you could go on, but I just think talent-wise, he was a very good striker, and again, it just didn't click.
See, that's why I said this is interesting. I feel like with the people we've mentioned so far, obviously I mentioned Shevchenko, you mentioned Goetze. I wouldn't say their fall-off is their own fault, or it's maybe just a matter of conditions, but with Balotelli, I feel like his character was the major problem. He was very arrogant. He got into disputes with countless managers. You saw what happened at Man City with Mancini.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, I agree with you. There was a lot of racism in Italy at the time, and there was times where you'd see Balotelli lash out because of it. But I feel like if he had his character in check, he would have been the player people expected to be. Because I don't feel like his actual footballing ability dropped off a bit. He just didn't work hard enough. And I don't know if you remember this, it was a pre-season game. I think it's for Liverpool. And he runs in on goal and he's like 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. And instead of just normal finish, he does some next. Like,
is that City or Liverpool?
It's like, it didn't make sense to me. Like, his mind was never in the right place. And if your mind is not in the right place as a professional footballer and you're not applying yourself, you're never going to make it. So this is one where I feel like the fall-off had 100% to do with Balotelli. Yeah. Like, if he put his mind to it, he would have been gone for the stars. But funny enough, because you said Balotelli, it made me think of El Shaarawy.
Yeah.
When El Shaarawy was young, he was a player.
I think everyone used to watch YouTube videos of him. Yeah.
Dynamic winger, tech, skills, everything. And then he just fell off the face of the planet. Like, I have no idea what happened to him. Weirdly enough, he still plays for Italy every once in a while. Don't really get that, but
yeah, because I think he's only now touched 30. So like I said, he's been around for years.
Ages.
I don't know with him. Like you said, like you'll watch Italy and he'll just randomly be there, but he's not a world beater. He never was. But when you did watch him when he was 16, 17, you thought, this guy's gonna be a problem. He's got flair.
Exactly. Yeah. And he had the application at the time. I feel like you get a lot of fall-offs in the Italian league, you know, when I think about it, especially like Shaarawy, Pato as well. Yeah, Pato was meant to be the next big thing from.
There's another one that was at Chelsea as well for a bit.
See, so many strikers I feel like he's fallen off before he came to Chelsea.
Definitely.
So I feel like Chelsea was meant to be like a lifeline for him. It didn't pan out. He had blistering pace. Yeah. He was so good in front of goal, and it just never happened. Do you think it's a thing where a lot of these players we're talking about, maybe apart from Shevchenko, or because he was a bit further on into his career when he kind of fell off, do you feel like a lot of these players we're talking about, they were overrated or overhyped when they were younger or when they were coming on the scene, and that's why we see it as a fall off, because they never lived up to the expectations fans or the media have set them?
I think there's an element of it. I think also it is a lot to come through the ranks You know, fans are talking about these players before they've even kicked a ball in senior football,
100%.
or like they're coming through the club and you don't know what it's like. Senior players maybe think, oh, who's this youngster coming in, maybe trying to take their place, and there's external factors to come in. So I think us fans, we do build them up a bit more than what they probably are going to be. But I think it's just the excitement. Like, it's either a player that you've never seen before, or like the play style, or they may play for your club and you think, nah, get him in the first team straight away. Yeah, it's difficult. It's like, for example, like Dele Alli, as an Arsenal fan, I couldn't stand him, but I appreciated in his prime he was a quality footballer. And I hate the fact that I'm even saying in his prime, because he's like, what, 28?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
And I know he did the interview with Gary Neville, and it's sad and whatnot, but again, I don't think we built him up. I think he generally was meant to be and should be of much higher quality that he is right now. I shouldn't say regardless, in my opinion.
I get that.
Because everyone goes through stuff. I think like it didn't stop him when he was balling out.
It's true. He
and I know that sounds harsh, but it wasn't.
It's true.
So, yeah. What about you? What do you think?
I feel like I agree with you, but at the same time, I feel like we do put a lot of pressure on these younger players. Like, if you look at Barcelona, for example, every single player that comes out of that academy from about 2010 to about 2018, the next Messi, the next Messi. We had Bojan, the next Messi. Like, we need to understand who Messi is, and you're expecting these 17, 18-year-olds to have the pressure of they have to recreate or be as good as Messi was when he was that age or when he was coming through the ranks. Messi's an anomaly. So we're probably never going to get, I'm not going to say never, we're not going to get someone like him for the next 20, 30 years before a player comes on and just takes the world by storm like that. So when Barcelona were reproducing very good talents, 100% very good talents, but putting the pressure there, they had to be the next Messi. That's never good for a young player, because firstly, it's too much attention when they're young and still developing their game. And secondly, it's such a high bar to reach. Like, let them be themselves. Let them show what they can do. Because with Bojan, for example, he ended up at Stoke City.
Yeah, I know. Barca do produce players like that where, next Messi, or they're the next big thing. I think there was another guy, Afellay, the Dutch player. And you build them up, and then, like you said, they're playing with Charlie Adam on a Saturday, 3 p.m.
It's absolutely crazy. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, there's definitely way too much pressure on these young kids. And I feel like as football has gone on, especially, like, I feel like back in the day, you'd have an 11 come out, most of them are men, grown men, and you might have one or two younger players, 21, 22. But nowadays, teams are full of younger players. It's because of the system ball and the way tactics are and the way they like players to run a lot.
Yeah.
And they're kind of using younger players who are a bit more impressionable in terms of tactics and in terms of the playing style. So with that, it's also coming at a heightened level of expectation and pressure. And we have some late members.
Yes. You telling me, bro?
You ready?
Just start to carry on from there.
Okay,
cool.
So previously we were discussing the biggest fall-offs in football, and we've got two more members of the cast joining us. So what we've gone over so far, Cory's mentioned Mario Götze, obviously the fall-off from his height early on in
That's not a fair
the
one.
German League. Why is that not
That's
a fair
not
one?
a fair one.
Why?
He still had a great career.
No,
he didn't. No, he didn't.
It ended at 22.
He's gonna say the World Cup. Yes, he had the World Cup. After the World Cup.
I just want to, before we go in here, I just want to apologize to the fans for us being late. It was Raph's fault.
Huh?
So, and things like this happen. You guys know that I'm not of that kind, but unfortunately, Raph is. So
It's all right.
let's kind of
we already covered the reasons, and
okay, let's continue. But Götze, he did not have a good career, bro. It ended at 22.
Yes.
We've also I mentioned Shevchenko because I feel like that's the highest profile player Chelsea have ever bought at the time ever. That's the highest profile player we bought, and the fall off was immense.
Yeah, fairs.
also
That
done
was a big money
Yeah,
signing.
you guys ruined his career. You
guys-
seem to be quite good at that.
You guys had a few signings in that time that were a bit like Crespo
Shaky.
was a bit.
But none of them were the name of Shevchenko at the time.
No, Crespo was. Come on.
Nah, Shevchenko.
Shevchenko was Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or,
Yeah,
man,
fairs.
come on.
Obviously Mutu, but his was a bit different.
Yeah, I had a couple still.
And we've also mentioned Balotelli, El Shaarawy, Bojan, and we've been talking about do these fall-offs happen because we kind of put a lot of pressure on these younger stars to be something and that's essentially why they fall off because they never live up to the media and the fan expectation.
I think that definitely is an element because, yeah, but I guess when a player shows a certain level of talent, I think, everybody gets excited about it. It's one of the big things about football, right? Because the great thing about football is like, you never know when the next best thing is just going to burst onto the scene. So that's why. Get onto it so everybody gets excited because, that's what keeps football, I think, so entertaining, right? So I feel like, I suppose so. But for me, in my opinion, the best players, they deal with the pressure. They deal with the pressure. You think about the best players that we've had. A lot of them were, absolute superstars from young and kind of continue to do so.
Well, that's anomalous, wouldn't you say?
Wait.
What
for a player to be very good from his young till he's older?
Of course,
Keeping
up 10, 15 years of consistency in anything is very, very difficult.
True.
That's why the ones that do it, we speak about them so
Very
highly.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But even there's a lot of great players that weren't, kind of stars when they were young.
Yeah.
They weren't really generational talents. Like you think
Saka.
You think Salah, you think KD. You guys, you think Salah, you think KDB.
No, they were both rated
Modric.
Salah was rated quite highly as a youngster.
But we're talking like
Basel.
superstar level, bro.
Yeah, okay, of course. He wasn't what we're saying, like the Bellinghams of the...
Yeah, and he even had a dip at Chelsea. De Bruyne had a dip. Oi, what's wrong with your club?
De Bruyne,
there seems to be a common
De Bruyne
denominator.
never had a dip at Chelsea. He just never had a place in the squad because we had Oscar there. Like,
No, to be fair, who was it that came out recently and done an interview? I think it might have been Mikel.
He said that he's so surprised about the way that he's turned out. And
he said no one really kind of saw it. He said
there was a game against, I think it was Wolves, where you saw glimpses of what De Bruyne could be for Chelsea. I saw it.
Chelsea didn't see it.
He didn't. No, he didn't have. He wanted game time, and there was no place in the squad. He was a 19-year-old kid, and you wanted to start ahead of.
To be fair, John Obi Mikel said that.
Yeah, Oscar was a baller. Hold on. Let's not disrespect Oscar.
No, he was good. I always used to like him, but Mourinho just wanted a running merchant there, innit?
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, continue on. What's some of the names you lot think?
So I had a bit of a surprise one. This is like my kind of silly one, but Hakeem Mastor. I don't know if I remember him. Yeah, bro, the one that he never started. I feel like. Yeah, I remember back in secondary school, bro, I was watching clips of this guy on YouTube. I thought he was going to be better than Messi.
innit?
All the man them were losing their mind. And I don't even think he's got like 50 caps in the top flight league. He just fell off out of nowhere. Well, not really out of nowhere. I say fell off. He never started. He just never really started. Couldn't break into the senior team. And kind of ended up playing in, I think he plays in like the 3rd division now. But honestly, like those little clips from the academy days, it was insane. And there was like I remember AC Milan were looking into trying to get him to start at 15. Because, I think players can't start till they turn 16. They were trying to like challenge, the football law to try and get him in at 15. That's how much hype there was around this kid. And he just flopped.
To be seen,
Yeah.
That reminds me of two players, actually. Funny enough. It's not too similar, but Halilovic. Everyone remembers Halilovic, the little Croatian...
I remember the
attacking
name.
mid.
Yeah. He was meant to be the next Modric for a second, yeah. I went to a game, Croatia versus Argentina, when I was maybe like 15 or 16 years ago. And I saw him play, and it's the first time I saw Messi play as well. And he was great for Croatia, and I just never saw him again. And the next one I'm going to mention, a lot of you might not know him, unless you play like FIFA and Football Manager. Ganso.
Oh,
you don't remember Ganso?
I don't know.
My
For the
days,
Brazilian league. He was meant to be
he
was meant to be a magic still.
But everyone signed him because he was...
I don't know.
I got
potential was
the
crazy.
ultimate Football Manager legend. The ultimate. And oh my God, I don't even think this guy ever kicked like top level ball. Well, no, he played in the MLS, but he was meant to be like...
Oh, we know the MLS is not top level.
Yeah, he was meant to be the best in the world at some point. But Freddie Adu, football manager legend, even a championship manager legend. That guy, 5-star wonder kid, bro. The rollout campaign for him was different. That man had Pele gassing him up. Man had the Nike boots, the sponsorship from when he was like 14. Had
So I'm saying all this pressure gets to a player.
Bro.
It gets to a lot.
However, what I will say is there was some allegations.
Okay.
Some allegations about certain details on his passport and birth certificate not
the
being
age
necessarily
thing,
accurate.
Okay,
But
fair enough.
I ain't never seen him play football, I'll be real. But all I know is Championship manager. That was a straight signing every time.
Funny enough, what you just said just reminds me of a situation happening right now. But like Endrick is what, 17-year-old kid from Brazil.
Yeah.
He's recently just signed a Puma deal, like one of the biggest Puma deals.
Isn't it New Balance?
Oh, New Balance. Sorry, New Balance deal. Like this guy hasn't played. He barely starts for his team that he plays for. Firstly, in Brazil, is it? He comes off the bench most of the time.
Damn.
He only signed his. He only started playing senior football in the last year.
Yeah.
But he's meant to be. Real Madrid have already signed him. Like,
the pressure on him is
with them
mad.
Brazilian
Crazy.
ones, I always believe like they kind of always come out true, you know.
Neymar. Who else?
That's what I'm saying. Neymar.
Wasn't they fall off? You mean?
No,
But
they come good.
Neymar
Vinicius was one.
Neymar bought in Brazil until he was 21.
Vinicius was bought, but though Vinicius
That's
went over
what I
to
mean.
Madrid at 18.
Vinicius was
But
another
he was
one.
playing senior football for a while.
Was he?
Was he not? But he didn't
No,
have a good
he
2
wasn't.
seasons.
No, he had-
Brazilian leagues.
He had like
hit
one.
and miss,
Vinicius
man.
had like one season, and he was bought by Madrid. I think he was loaned back the same way that Endrick's been loaned back. But Vinicius was bought really
He
early.
hasn't been loaned back. He wasn't allowed. Like it's the same thing with Chelsea and this whisper. There's a certain age where if you buy a player from abroad, that they can come and play for your academy.
Yeah, I think
Restrictions around it.
I think if you go from EU to non-EU, you can only leave after you're 18,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
So I think that's what happened with Vinicius, though. So it was a similar situation with Vinicius, and he turned out good.
Do you think Endrick will turn out to be the player?
From what I've seen, but I ain't seen a lot. Obviously, I can't lie. He does look
People
like a
saw that
baller.
one little tech where that finish where he controls it with his knee
It's
quickly.
annoying because if
I've
that's
seen enough.
AFCON, everyone's saying that's a peak. The skill was cold, but
I can't lie. That's jokes still. Facts, though.
Yeah, but you know what it is the ball's bobbling.
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
No, the skill was cold, and I hope he does well just for the hype and everything. But it's a lot of pressure, man.
And we're seeing Gabriel body him in training.
Yeah, I mean, you got.
now he's found his chest.
I think Pato was another one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Pato
we
was a
mentioned
great
him,
Are
one.
you benching Pato? I don't know if I had any others. You guys mentioned any of the others. I
His
dropped
one
in
was really
GC.
sad, you know.
I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, because this was all injuries. Because I don't think I
Yeah.
feel like without the injuries, I feel like he would have gone on. Because his pace was blistering.
Crazy.
I haven't seen a striker that quick in a while.
Him on Pez, what was it, Pez 04? Oh my goodness.
Can you stop talking about games and maybe like how
We haven't mentioned Adriano.
what
Before we
are the
get into that,
saddest?
I wanted to mention this. Okay, so we've on this list that I think AA has made. He has the likes of Adriano and R9. Cool. Are you calling these fall offs? This is
R9.
Adriano, 100%.
He's
Yeah.
got a foot.
R9,
it's a fall
I
off.
still
Injury-
think he is.
Adriano basically lost his leg.
Yeah.
His knee was absolutely gone. That's why he fell. It wasn't I don't call that a fall off. That's just an injury that ruined your
No,
career.
Yeah, but it's
Fair.
still a fall off.
I don't know.
Oh, you're
man.
saying a fall off is like it's
a bit harsh.
Well, so you prefer fall off when it's like you see it as their fault?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either
But
their
don't
fault
the
or
players always have
or they didn't live up to expectations
We
themselves.
spoke about Ali, and obviously he's going
Yeah.
through what he's going
Would you
through.
call that his fault?
He
Hey, this guy's about to get ahead of technical.
we discussed this before. Then.
Yeah.
He was balling after he'd gone through all these things before. So
Yeah.
I kind of had the expectation now where he can still come over his situation. I know that he
okay.
can do
Life
it.
is tough, bro.
I'm not sure mental health is linear, bro. You know, you have like relapses and shit.
That's fine, but you can still overcome. That's my point.
I wish the interview came out.
Because you did it
when he
once,
was
you think you
balling.
should be able to do it again.
Yeah.
If the interview came out
It's a
whilst
good
he
thing you
was
ain't
hooping,
a therapist, cuz. Sorry, Corey.
nah, I'm
go
just
on.
saying, if the interview came out whilst he was hooping, then I'd respect it a bit more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but when you're
That's all I
you're
don't
not
know.
He ain't
Well,
lying.
You're not trying to bring scrutiny
You
to
might-
yourself like
you
that.
might
when
have
you're-
violated.
That's so silly.
No, but
He
it's
ain't
just,
lying.
It just looks worse because it's like you're not playing, you're not getting picked. Cool, let me do a 45 vid with
No,
Liverpool.
but apply context because it was looking very, very bad for him, and people were like, "Bro, every time Everton would play football on, you'd have Jamie Carragher and whatnot talking after the match and like,
This is
Dele Alli
because
this, Dele Alli
when
that,
he
he's
was
coming for big
when he
money."
was in Turkey, videos are coming out of him doing balloons. Of course, people are gonna talk about it. Like,
he
what do you
does. He
expect?
does do some dumb stuff.
Yeah, no, fair. I just think obviously, look, he's what? How old is he now? About what? 26.
Yeah, it's about our age.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like think back to when you was that age. Imagine you was 18. You just
I am 26.
no, but I'm
Oh,
saying
when you're younger, yeah.
you're 18.
Oh.
You've just been given a contract. That's what for 50 grand a week.
Yeah.
You've got personal issues going on in your life.
And
you
he was
might
balling.
succumb to a few vices here.
But you know, he was doing the balloons a couple months ago. You realise? What's he talking about? What, when he was 18?
Who's not just taking the edge off every now and then? Come on.
You're an idiot. Anyway, we got short time, so we're gonna move on to a
I
different.
feel like R9 was one though.
Why?
Just because of the injuries,
but lifestyle.
How can you say a Ballon d'Or winner?
But he should have had a few.
Should have had a few.
I feel like his talent levels, he's with like Ronaldo, not Messi.
Alright, is
I think
Mark
Messi's
Owen one then
different.
as well?
Yeah, see Mark Owen as well. But Fairs, if Marcus is kind of defining it differently. All right, we're gonna have to go to the next topic since we don't have a lot of time.
Surprises and disappointments of the season.
Yeah, okay, I like this one. Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
What's your biggest surprise of the season?
Oh, surprise! No, I got.
It's not positive, isn't it?
I ain't got no. There's no positives for me. I'll be honest.
It doesn't have to be from Man United.
I don't have to be from United.
Yeah.
I mean, Maino was meant to be my surprise of the season, but
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, I know he's doing it. I think Madison obviously is probably the standout one. Really,
Is that a
I
surprise?
don't know if it was a surprise. I
think it was
to
the level
this
he's
level.
it's definitely
Yeah,
a
to this
surprise.
level.
Yes, to this level, but he's just got injured.
Tottenham as a
though.
whole, really, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's just got injured though, Madison.
That's okay. So
Yeah,
he's still done very well.
Yeah, he has still done very
Yeah.
well. but
I think
like,
to be fair-
pick something a bit more entertaining, man.
All right, mate, you go.
Yeah. What surprises? I feel like I know
What's
man
he's
down.
gonna say? Salah's playmaking.
Okay, to be fair, my surprise, I had two. I want to pick one. I'll probably go for. So it's between Jude and Cole Palmer, and I'll probably go for Cole Palmer. I think just
They were chatting bad about my boy a couple of weeks ago. You know?
no. He's not on the level that you be gassing him. But honestly,
Continue, my brother.
with Cole
Continue.
Palmer, when he got bought by Chelsea, yeah, I just thought it's another one of these young boys that they're buying, not really making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The fee wasn't too bad, but I thought he just kind of slot in and be okay. But to be fair, he's come into Chelsea and he's probably their best player.
Yeah, he's coming. He's been a bit of a talisman for them, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit.
Goddamn right.
I feel like obviously, you've had a couple of Chelsea fans, Marcus included, get a little bit carried away with the level that he's reaching. But yeah, no, honestly, I didn't really see him being this. He's even got an England call up recently, so I think he's definitely
He
surprised.
was good on it when
And hats off
he
to him.
played this 2 days ago as well.
I don't watch European qualifiers. I've got better things to do with my time.
I hear it.
That's how I feel about Man United matches these days.
That's crazy.
Who's yours, Marcus?
My biggest surprise. That's a good question. I haven't thought too deeply about this, but I'm gonna go Yamal, the Barcelona youngster, because
The 16-year-old kid.
yeah,
He
like
just won an award, I think, as well.
yeah, he did. I think Bellingham, him, and
Not sure he deserved it though.
Why not?
why
Bit too early.
it wasn't the main award. The main award went to Bellingham, innit? So but what I've seen from him so far, like not his maturity, but his audacity at such a young age is crazy. Like, and you love to see that in football. Like, I feel like football's lost that art where players just want to express themselves. And they don't care about the consequences. The other day, I saw like a quote from Henry, and when he was talking about Highbury, he could do what he wanted. So he'd always try things because who's gonna stop him? That's his place. Like having that audacity as a player is what takes you to the next level. I'm seeing such good signs from Yamal, and it's such a surprise because with the youngsters that have come out of Barcelona recently, they haven't really been doing well. Like, and I don't rate a lot of them. Gavi, for example. But anyway, yeah.
You and Gavi, man. Come on, man.
That's my biggest surprise.
My worry for him though is that he'll get run into the ground and we'll end up talking about him on the fall off list.
I'll be real. I like these new mics.
Yamal.
Yeah, they're nice, man.
Yeah, nice.
I've got
Still,
balance, man.
don't cover the face and that. I look handsome and that for my girl. But,
What?
wait, what's wrong with that, man?
Oh man.
Biggest surprise.
My
Yamal.
biggest surprise, and it might seem like a funny name, but Alanga.
Oh,
Right. What's the
surprise to some.
Well, surprise to some. So, no.
Go on, cause.
I just think he would be United's best winger, but clear.
Oh
right now.
my God! Who
And-
who honestly could have predicted this?
Let the brother speak, man.
And at Forest, I know they've brought in a lot of players, but he has stood out, and every time he plays, he's very direct. You know, he scored a few goals. I mean, I don't agree with taking off your top at 60 minutes. But nah, let him enjoy.
No,
man.
that was embarrassing. Sorry to come in there.
Sorry,
That
man.
was, but you didn't see that.
You got a red card after that, no?
No,
Go sit up for it.
he didn't get red.
No.
I don't
He
think
gets
he
he didn't get
second
red.
yellow after.
No, he didn't get a second yellow, bro. It was just the other day against West Ham. But the way he dashed it off, like, it wasn't.
I hear
It
it.
was like the 60th minute.
But
60th
you have to
minute.
silence his haters.
But yeah, no, I've enjoyed watching him play for Forest, and I think he could be a very important player with Hudson-Odoi on the other side.
100%.
Yeah, no, it's mad to see. Like,
Has the Doy been starting?
He started at the start, but now he's been injured, so
okay.
he just got better, man.
I've always said he's a really good player. People laughed at me.
Apologies for that.
Marcus Ayobami. They laughed at me only, a year ago?
What's his redeeming quality?
What do you mean? He's got, and like I said, he's pretty much got everything you want in a young winger.
Oh,
He's strong.
that's
He's
right.
extremely athletic. Stop.
Yes.
He's
Yeah,
extremely
that's
athletic.
That's
That's
his
it.
that's
No,
his
no, no,
redeeming
no.
quality, which I
He-
didn't see actually before.
No, you saw it at United. That's
I didn't
did.
see it too
Yes, you
much,
did.
you know. Not to this level. I didn't
He's
know.
got good ball striking on him. He's great at
he
like finding
doesn't.
positions
His
in the
ball
box.
striking is okay.
No, he's not. He's even like quite good in the air.
Why did United sell him?
Why? Because we are a shambles of a club with no direction, no sporting strategy, and we need to sell players to buy players, and we sell the good ones to buy
Do you think
rubbish
he did
ones.
enough at United to deserve to stay?
No,
100%.
He didn't, man.
100%. Of course he did.
But I don't think.
Because Atletico go.
100. No, I mean every time he played for United,
I didn't give me the Henry touch.
he played well. It's a message, isn't it? Every time he played for us, he played well. Like people forget when Eric Ten Hag first came in, for example, we were terrible, and then that Liverpool game, it was Elanga who kind of spearheaded in a way. It was Elanga and McTominay that were the two best performers.
But that,
Yeah.
come on, McTominay.
Another player who I've said has a role to play in United, and look at the role he's playing.
I know, but it's like if you know where United want to be, yeah.
Fine,
If
but
McTominay's not-
Elanga is how old? 20 something? What?
He must be at 22.
Yeah.
22. He's got.
He's younger. I understand.
You can't tell me. Anthony and Jadon Sancho have done more to deserve a place, and that's his competition.
But
they
career, yeah.
didn't have.
And
that's his
all right,
competition.
Anthony's
In their
right.
career,
Raph.
No.
Anthony's just
Ajax,
come in.
of course.
This is not Ajax. This is Manchester
Jadon
United.
Sancho,
What he's done
Anthony's
here.
just
Dortmund.
come in, right?
Yeah.
Martial didn't have sell-on value. You tried to sell Martial.
That's fine. Tell him to go. Leave. Cancel his contract. I don't care. But why are you selling promising? Look, we sold him to Nottingham Forest for what? 7.
Yeah,
That's
Under
crazy.
the fee
Do you know what I
was,
mean?
the fee was crazy. I
He
can't
cla-
lie.
That's crazy.
He's clearly now not in. If we tried to
If it
buy
was
him back
20
from Nottingham
if it was
Forest, that's a
25
40 million
mil,
signing
I'd
at
have-
least.
25 mil, I would have heard.
If
Yeah.
someone tried to buy him now, that's a 40 million signing at least.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
So it's ridiculous on that level. Forget the whole what could he do for United, what couldn't he
He's
do?
from the academy,
just
right?
just on a financial perspective.
No,
it's
yeah,
ridiculous.
I feel like the sale was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I feel like, clearly there's talent there. I feel like, I don't know what
Like,
happened.
he's got a very good head.
a bit more.
Yeah, he's got a very good head on his shoulders as well. Obviously, he's like a full Swedish international. Like he's not.
But I do
he's not
feel
scared
like
of.
I do feel like you are overdoing
Right.
it quite a bit.
What is it?
Man said,
What is it?
man
Bro,
said
he's
I like-
very young. He's got like how many caps to his name? Like he's
It's
a good
Sweden,
player.
bro.
Sweden, listen,
So
Sweden,
what?
like, come on,
Sweden,
man.
bro,
So
man.
what,
What
bro?
do you mean, so what,
So
bro?
what?
do
Some
you
man
mean,
never
so
make.
what?
Some man never make it through the under 21s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's Sweden.
Okay.
All right. Shimikas is a Greek international. I'm pretty sure he's a skipper.
Bro, you said he was one of the best left backs in the league. So stop it.
I don't care about that guy no
So
more,
stop
man.
it.
He's showing himself.
Because it's not bad, man. I like him as a player.
But there you go. There you go.
Didn't he get like 2 assists in your last game?
He
as well?
did. He's half decent, but he's got quite a lot of deficiencies I didn't see. I used to think he was a lot better than he is. Anyway, we're going
I
off
once
topic.
said he's better than Robertson.
That's what I was
He once
told.
said that.
I didn't say he was better
Yes, you
than
did.
Robertson.
Yes, you did.
You're
It's there
such
for
a
everyone.
That time he replaced Robertson in the team for about 6-7 games.
I said you should continue playing. That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see.
Man don't want to always misquote. All right, disappointments. I think actually, I don't want to go for the one I've typed down, so I need to think of someone else. Let someone else go first.
I don't want to say man because I don't want to give that guy ammo.
Oh, say it. You've done it now. Who is it
I don't
then?
want to give that guy ammo.
Say it. Say it.
Okay,
I'll be
don't say
real.
it.
No, say it. It's Marcus Rashford,
Yeah, it's
isn't
time
it?
for me to say it.
Finally!
Marcus.
He's let you down.
You've let me down a bit, mate. I'm not gonna, mate.
Has he not looked world class this year?
He's not. I still have hope in him. Don't worry. I still got
All right.
faith.
So tell us, why has he been a bit of disappointment this season of the highest order?
Look, do you know what it is, right? So obviously, going off the back of last season, I wouldn't say he necessarily for what I see him as. I wouldn't necessarily say he had a great season. He had a very, very good season, though. Scored 30 goals across all competitions. You can't really ask for more. I thought this would be the season where he really kicks on. I didn't think the team as such would kick on. I think we kind of stay where we was last season, but I thought he'd really kind of kick on and finally find some consistency in his game, playing time, playing position, and really kind of cement himself as the United talisman. And obviously, he's not gone to plan. I think the problem with Marcus Rashford is that he is very much a confidence player, and when your team is in such a bad position, it's very hard for him to find his confidence. But obviously, you're now looking at him. He is a senior player in the team. He is one of the most highest paid players in the team. So you kind of need to graduate from that. I only play well if the team plays well or whatnot. Which, to be fair, last season when we was in a bad spot, a bad spot, he did kind of rise to the occasion and score a lot of important goals for us. But it's now time for him to kind of take on the mantle and really kind of...
And he hasn't done so.
Kick on. He hasn't done so. Obviously, we've been shambolic at the start of the season and he's getting no service. He gets the ball in very bad positions. But a lot of the time, he does make some poor decisions. I think the likes of Jalen and certain Arsenal fans like to overblow it and say he makes the wrong decision every time. I don't think he necessarily gets the grace that other attackers in better teams get. Because if you're someone like, for example, you play for City or you play for Arsenal, you know, you're an attacker, you're 2-on-1, maybe you try and beat them, you lose the ball, but because you press well as a team, you'll get the ball back eventually. Whereas
Do other attackers in top teams have one goal though?
What's that good? Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, I don't hit enough there. I don't hit enough
Waiting for that to
there.
load.
How many goals does Luis Diaz have?
He's got a couple, bro. He's got more than one. I think he's got 5 or 6.
5 or 6? That's a lie.
It's a whole lot more. I think so, bro.
Let's give it a league.
I think so. Even in I'm not sure in the league or altogether.
He's got like 4 goals.
Right, there you go.
You best not laugh.
But what?
How many goals does Mudryk have?
When have I rated Madrid?
Okay, good. So
wait,
we
so
stay there.
what was
We
I
stay there.
Literally,
We stay there.
you called Rashford world
He
class.
is. But yeah, no, it's time for him to kick on, and I would like to see more from him this
Do
season.
you,
I like
do
to see
you,
more
do you
from
still
the
feel
whole
like
team.
he's world class?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, he's been mighty disappointing for a world class player. I'll say that.
Well, there you go. But that's why he's been disappointing, because we'll have such high standards for him, because he's such a great player.
How does it improve for him though? Because I can't see anything this season.
I think obviously the team needs to kick into gear a bit more. And I think when that does happen, like I said, he's a confidence player. So I do think it is a case of when the first goal goes in, we'll kind of see it start to kick for him.
All right.
Click,
Anyway,
but
enough
yeah.
about Rashford. Other disappointments.
I'm surprised your disappointment wasn't Jackson, given the plaudits you gave.
Oh,
him
fairs.
earlier this season.
Probably because I don't care. But yeah, I feel like he has been disappointed. But I thought he was going to go and do well. But I don't think, because it was just a bit of preseason, he's not a player that I have much connection to. You got to do a lot if you don't play for Liverpool for me to be connected to. But I thought, he was going to go on and do well. But he's not. He don't look too great. So I guess disappointment in some respect. My disappointment is, it's sad to say, but it's McAllister. But I don't think it's his fault.
Why?
That's weird.
That's so weird.
Just wait. I don't think it's his fault, right? We didn't sign a DM.
So the disappointment should be Klopp.
Huh?
Disappointment should be Klopp.
Nah, I don't think it's
Ring
Klopp
the-
still overall.
Put a bit on.
They say get up here. Well, it can't be Klopp overall because Liverpool are, at the moment in a title challenging position. So I can't say.
So how can you
it's
say
Klopp.
he's a disappointment then?
McAllister?
Yeah, if he's got you into a title challenge,
We're in the title challenging position in spite of McAllister playing 6. But like I said,
not
I
his
don't.
fault.
In spite of your manager.
I don't think it's McAllister's fault, right? I feel like I was just excited to see him. I remember when we bought him, I called him like the bargain of the window. 35 million for a player that I think has a lot of desirable qualities. But unfortunately, we haven't really seen him at 8, and I think this 6th position is starting to make him have quite a lot of bad games. Like I feel like he was quite poor against Luton. He had a poor game against Wolves. Obviously, I know he had just come back from a bad flight, but he was just absolutely all over the place. Because I think defensively, right, like McAllister's built like a prepubescent child. So it's in terms of trying to stop transitions, he's just struggling.
worse than Eriksen.
And then now on the ball, I feel like it's starting to affect him there as well. So
Eriksen's a robot. Yeah, that's a bit deep.
hey, man, them. What's wrong with you two?
Deep lying pacemaker.
Hey. You, man. Oh, insane.
Due to get cancelled.
Like, I want to be a bit special here and like a bit off-brand, but my disappointment is it's gonna sound weird to you lot, but it's Arda Güler, the young
Oh,
tech.
the Turkish guy.
the one that's in hiding.
Yeah, the one that signed for Real Madrid. Like, I remember at the beginning of the season when they were buying him, I was watching a few clips and videos of him at Fenerbahce. Then when he first joined Real Madrid, training sessions, like he was
Yeah,
twining up guys. Like I was thinking, oh my god, this might be like a a player that we didn't expect to reach these levels, and he might actually do it. Since he's been at Real Madrid, he's just been injury after injury after injury. He hasn't started a single game for them yet. And whilst I didn't vocalize at the beginning of the season, I had very high expectations for him. Can you just fix the stand?
Bro, I was trying, man. I don't know how. Hey, we might have to pause, man. Jamie, help me.
Put your leg there to balance it.
Huh?
Put your leg on it to balance it.
Put my leg on it.
Oh my days.
Oh, that don't work, man.
Just hold it, bro. Just hold it.
What, so I just have to be holding the whole episode?
Bro, just hold it from
There's
there.
7 minutes left. You're right.
Oh, is it? Oh, there's not long to be fair. No, we got still 7:15. Hey, Jamie, help me, man.
This guy is useless.
Young Guru, turn up my levels.
This is what happens when you're late.
Anyone got disappointment? So we're moving on.
Now, just quickly for me, I'm gonna say Caicedo. Just
great
because
I can't call that disappointment. I called his ability from early on.
Yeah, you
that's
did.
true. That's true, but I just thought with the whole hype, the whole transfer saga between Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, the whole I want to feed my family and all of that stuff. I just
Hey, this episode's been crazy.
No, but
man.
he's just done too much, and all he does is get cards. That's all he does. That's all he does.
What?
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, that's mine.
He hasn't been good.
Who's been... No, this is out of order for me to say. Who's been worse, him or Bakayoko?
No,
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Bakayoko couldn't play football.
No.
Did you watch Bakayoko's debut?
Yeah, it was bad.
worst.
It was bad. But Caicedo's was wrong. Caicedo's was full of shit.
Caicedo's debut was bad.
Caicedo's debut was levels with
might be a
what's that
shout.
Bakayoko game where you got sent like,
No, you know as well, like the comp on
Yeah.
Caicedo's debut game. It's crazy, you know.
No, that wasn't
Like other than the penalty and like everything, like he gave the ball away like 6 out of 8 times.
Yeah,
Twitter's a bad place, you know.
yeah, man.
That's what I'm
It's-
saying.
yeah.
Like, really think about it.
Yeah,
And then
it's a shout.
Caicedo what £70 million more?
He was 115 mil DM.
So even more.
It's crazy. He should,
25 million more.
There you go.
he should be playing like a Busquets.
Why do you why did you not expect that of him?
No, I didn't
told you,
expect
man,
it,
he
but
wasn't
I'm
that guy.
saying For 150 million for
I
a
thought it'd be
DM.
better though. I thought it'd be a bit
Yeah.
better. But anyway, yeah.
International DM as well. At least, like Rice is even English, looks way better than him. And you think
What's that got to do with him?
your price is inflated?
Price,
Your price
price.
is inflated when you're English, bro.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
You should explain that a bit
Yeah,
better.
you should.
Like,
It came across a bit.
xenophobic. Like, what's going on here?
No. You guys should just, you know what I'm saying, just catch on. Anyway, what's the last one? Oh yeah, was it not? Was it
quickly though,
Overrated goals.
where's Lavia? He's still injured.
Injured, yeah.
Oh my.
He's coming back after
Overrated goals.
international break.
Guys, we ain't got too long.
Inshallah.
Quickly.
That's it.
Overrated goals.
I was going to say mine first. Yeah, Cantona's chip goal.
That's a banging.
What?
That
Yeah.
goal's not that. No, that
What?
goal is not
Can you
that
be
good.
serious?
You don't deserve
It's
to own a
not,
pod.
it's not
You
that.
do not
That
deserve
goal,
to own a
yeah,
pod.
it's not that good. I feel like the keeper's positioning was whack. I feel like the chip it made the
cold,
chip
I can't
easy
lie.
for him, and I just feel like it's a calm goal in it. It's like a good goal, but the way that goal is like that goal is advertised like it's put forward like an advert for the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's the way that
Does
is.
Gerrard have a better goal?
Of course, Gerald's got better
Name-
goals. Gerald's
name
got
the goals.
way better
Name the
goals
goals.
than that one. Any of his
Name
volleys.
one.
Any of his volleys,
Name
man.
one. Name one.
Any of his volleys.
Against
Name
what?
one.
His volley against West Ham, FA Cup final. Better than that
That
goal.
was
No.
because of the moment.
Not even. It's a better goal
No, it's
than that
not.
goal.
No, it's not.
You might not say it's a better
No, it's
goal
not.
than that goal, bro.
No, it's not.
It's a much better goal than that goal, bro.
Also, he said any of the volleys. That's all there is.
Honestly.
What else is there?
Oh, yeah, Gerald's best goals are long range shots, bro. Like, what-
I say Cantona's goal was overrated. That was pure tech and quality.
I think there's a bit of aura as well because the way you
Yeah,
celebrate.
man. Celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
For me,
Respect that baller.
I feel like I respect Cantona as a baller. I just feel like that goal's a bit overrated. I just don't feel like it was as crazy as it was.
Who put on the list the Rooney overhead kick? That's ridiculous.
No, just people
You've
get
got an
on Jen
agenda
because he
here.
shinned it. I do have an agenda against Man United. I think it's a great goal, but
a great goal.
Remember, the list is just to help discussion because you guys don't do your homework.
I was gonna name a goal, another overhead kick, but because it won I think won the Puskas that year. But Ronaldo's overhead kick against Juventus from Madrid in the Champions League.
Champions League final, mate.
Semi-final.
Semi-final.
Oh, it's
Well, you think that's overrated?
Yeah, it's overrated because I feel like that season in the final, Bale scored.
Oh, yeah. That one was a better goal.
And
That was a
Ronaldo's
better
got
goal.
way more applauded.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
a better
yeah.
goal. The
Which is
Bell
a bit
was,
weird.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure this was the same year that Salah won the. Was it this year?
I think it was the year that Salah
Yeah, it
did
was
end
the year
up
that
winning the
Salah won
Puskas,
the
which is
Puskas,
another one.
Which is that goal was not. It's a
I'm very
decent
surprised.
goal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I have no idea how that won the
I don't know if the
Puskas.
Arab community was just involved in that. Yeah, I like because it was just
Very
crazy.
strange.
My one's Ronaldo's free kick. Sorry about United, by the way, but Ronaldo's free
Everyone's
kick
here,
against Arsenal Champions League
Oh,
semi.
stop it. That's not
From like
unreal.
42. Now,
That's an
Armenia's a
amazing
waste.
goal. That's an amazing
You got beaten near post
I'm not going to lie.
from about 47 yards. Like, come on.
That goal is proper special for me, only because my stepdad's an Arsenal fan.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
My stepdad, my twin brother. I remember watching that match live, and then obviously it's free kick, right? He's kind of seen the writing on the wall that like Arsenal's going to lose this game, right? But then that free kick is what 40, nearly 50 yards out.
That's the point.
I'm thinking nothing of it, right? Yeah. He sees Ronaldo lining up. This guy starts going upstairs. He's like, nah, he's gonna trust me. He's scoring, man. Fuck this team. Arsenal are terrible. My guy just knuckleballs it in from 50 yards.
Armenia's terrible for that.
And this
goal.
guy's an
There's a
oracle.
few ones against. I mean, Danny Rose against us as well. That first goal, he scores the volley.
Oh, amazing.
Armenia punched it out and then just like chills on the ground for a bit and then gets.
That goal's not as good as it's gassed up to be. I agree with that. The Daniel
It's a
Rose
great
one.
goal though, but
It's a great goal, but the keeper should do a lot
I'll
better.
be
with it.
no, you're right. It's only because it's against Arsenal.
Yeah, which I hear it. North London derby.
I'm gonna say Giroud's scissors kick as well. Is that
The scorpion kick.
yeah?
No, that was a good goal.
Cold.
How can you say that's
I'm
not a
saying
cold
like,
goal?
it was offside.
Oh, good point.
It literally just
was
offside.
It doesn't matter. It was a
Yeah,
goal
come
given.
on, man.
But the
Because
context
of
behind
offside.
it was obviously Mkhitaryan had the
Same
one
week.
the day before,
Yeah.
and then yeah.
Yeah.
He
Any
done it
other
even better.
overrated goals?
Beckham's goal from long range. I don't respect goals like that, man.
Really? Why?
It's just like
I think it's because he was the first one to really do it.
yeah, I hear it, but it's just like okay, you're halfway line. The goalkeeper's off his line.
Oh, that one.
Is that not good though?
It's good, but it's not. You know,
That takes skill.
People-
So you're
every-
getting onto that one, but I can't get onto
everyone
that.
remembers that goal too much. Like it's like okay, it was good, but
I'm loving the fact this is a United hate session.
Charlie Adams done it against Chelsea. Who cares?
Yeah, fairs. I love this fact this is a United hate session though.
I lie. What's going on? Yeah.
There's Son's one against Burnley. He's not, you know, when he runs from, he's like,
Halfway, that's a good goal. He
no,
dribbles
there's
like
no
4 or 5
body
players.
feint. There's no step over. There's no. He just does 2 big touches.
I can't lie, it was just sprint.
It was just sprint.
He just
And a
sprinted
Sean
forward.
Dyche team, someone's got to clatter him. Surely, take a yellow. Like, come on, man. But
That's fair,
again, that could be just me being my Spurs hate.
Any rondos this week? I've got one.
Go
Go
on.
on.
Right. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
Salisbury.
Odegaard and Haaland not getting Norway into a major tournament for the second time in a row is an absolute failure.
Oh, that's not a rondo. That's a fact.
Yeah, you know, it's
Fair enough.
That's a
all right.
fact.
As long as we're all aligned on
That's
that.
disgusting.
What I didn't like it was that Haaland was getting 100% of the blame when they have their captain Odegaard
Yeah.
who's meant to be this big
Yeah.
player, like, and he's not getting any
Well,
blame
you know, some people
whatsoever.
told me he's better than Bruno Fernandes, and I just know Bruno Fernandes as a captain wouldn't let that run. So
He's Portuguese, man. Come on.
okay, so
I just think it's also crazy
Bruno
that you look
Fernandes,
at.
in that Norway team gets them to the
100%.
I also think it's just crazy that you look at that Norway team and, you know, in that team they've got Odegaard and Haaland. Like, that's your.
black winger as well. What's his name?
Oh,
Who's that?
Is it the youngster?
Youngster,
Like
yeah.
17, 18 or something.
Yeah.
Wilson.
No, that's not the name. I can't remember his name. Very good.
Oh,
Coming
okay.
onto the scene.
But you think you got Odegaard and Haaland. That's kind of like your attack sorted at international level, and they failed to get into a major tournament for the second time. And Dominic Szoboszlai at Hungary
Yeah.
by himself has managed to do it. I'm just saying clearly, there's levels to this.
Hungary when the last Euros and they won their group, no?
Did they?
They had a group
They
like
beat Germany
Germany
or something
and
like
Well,
Yeah,
well,
like-
there you go. Szoboszlai doing it again.
come on.
Even more evidence. Szoboszlai doing it again. But Szoboszlai don't have more quality than Norway. Is that what you're saying? Sorry, so I said Szoboszlai. Hungary don't. It is the Szoboszlai team, but Hungary don't have more quality than Norway.
They do.
Really?
Like, when I say quality,
as an 11.
yeah, as an 11, they do.
I'll be real. I don't
When
know.
I looked at the 11s,
I
it looks
never
the
heard
same
of
to
not
me.
one of them hungry players.
As in, I don't know anybody here but Szoboszlai. Same with Norway. I didn't know anybody here but
I'm just
Haaland
seeing
and
bare
Odegaard.
O's with the slash right through, and
I just feel like it's it just kind of shows the levels really.
Fair enough. Any other runs?
Szoboszlai to be better than Odegaard this season.
Huh?
Szoboszlai to be better than Odegaard.
oh,
this
that's not
season.
hard.
Odegaard hasn't
Odegaard's been
great this season
terrible.
at all,
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's gonna
he's
continue.
injured now as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Got concussed apparently.
Low-key, Odegaard's been worse than Rashford, but that's another
No,
conversation.
That's
That's another conversation for another day.
You have that now. Ring the bell.
Do you want to?
You want to do it?
You want to?
You want to do it? All right, give it to me.
Let's go. Ring the bell.
Give it to me.
Say, I want you to say the sentence. Yeah.
Bam.
You think Odegaard's been worse than Rashford?
Yeah.
This dealer, man. This is crazy.
Bro, I don't do
quick.
them things no more.
Yeah, you can just lay it on your chest.
Odegaard has been worse than Rashford so far this season. All right, you look at it on the face of it, yes, they've both been extremely disappointing, 100%, no doubt about that. But Odegaard's playing for, well, some Arsenal fans told us that this was one of the best Premier League teams of all time. Some fans told us they're better than the United winning treble.
Who said that?
Oh, a lot of them did. Cory.
No, they didn't.
A lot of them said that.
Bro,
a lot of them said that.
Okay, the general consensus across Arsenal fans is that it's a title. It's a side capable of winning the title.
Sure. But you've got Odegaard around allegedly some great attacking talent. So we're told some great midfielders, some of the best Premier League, some of the best defenders the Premier League has seen.
Yeah.
And why? With Rashford, you can forgive him slightly because he's around dross. The team, there's no structure. When there is, the players he's playing with are just absolute dross. Casemiro, just mention one name. Yeah. But Odegaard, there's no reason for you to be failing like this. I don't know what's going on in your brain.
Failing is quite a big word. He's just been out of form for a long
time. No, it's not out of form. You've been poor. You've been shocking. You've even been dropped. You've let...
dropped? When did Odegaard get dropped for Arsenal?
Huh?
He was injured.
Bro, why am I seeing this 22-year-old skinny fake Bruno Fernandes playing...
Because he's injured.
Because he was injured.
Okay. Is this the same as Coutinho's back injury?
You're an idiot.
All I know is Odegaard. Step it up. You've been terrible, mate.
He does need to step it up. He hasn't played.
But I just feel like he's been better than Rashford.
Some people told me he was better than Bruno Fernandes. So I'm expecting
what's
big
Bruno
things.
Fernandes done this season?
Still is.
Huh?
What's Bruno Fernandes?
A lot more than Odegaard, I'll tell you that.
I'm not sure.
What, a winner against Fulham?
Huh?
A winner against Fulham.
Odegaard is out here doing his best Bruno Fernandes impression. I'm failing, yeah. So please, let's not.
Nah, man.
Let's not. Odegaard would kill for that, as we can see by the way he's playing on the pitch. Yeah,
I'm not sure
let's
Odegaard is a better player than Bruno Fernandes just yet.
100% not.
I think he is.
100%. So then...
Who is Bruno Fernandes? That's like...
Huh?
Or you don't think he's got nothing to his name?
He's a decent player, but like...
Do you think he's world class?
No, like...
I just asked, isn't it? I don't think so either, but...
Do you think he's world class?
Bruno Fernandes? 100%.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
You think he deserves to be captain?
So how are Bruno and Rashford world class, but they can't get United to be better than
You need more
this?
than two players, mate.
No, you do, but like they're not performing,
You need more
right?
than two players, and you also need a manager with hair on his head.
Right.
How many Premier League teams? Wait, hold on. How many Premier League teams have more than two world-class players in their squad?
Manchester City,
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Okay.
Let me think about Liverpool's team. I think Salah's world class. I think Trent on his day is world class. Alisson's obviously world class.
Anyway, given what you're saying, shouldn't United be further up in the table?
We 100% should be further up the table.
But let me tell you something though.
But the problem is other teams, they have bad players around them, but our bad is very, very, very bad.
Raph, let me just come in here.
We've got Johnny Evans.
Raph, just before the end of the show, let me just come in here. Would you take Bruno or Rashford in your team?
No.
Would you take Bruno or Rashford in your team?
Yeah. In my first 11, no.
I wouldn't take Bruno
bench,
or
yeah,
Rashford. So clearly they can't be too world class.
Well,
That's me being dead honest. In fact, in general, I wouldn't take any United player in my team.
Look. All I'm gonna say is, you guys have such amazing judgment, and whatnot, but this podcast was meant to start at 6 o'clock, and you all turned up at 6:45. So clearly,
I was here
analysis
first.
and judgment isn't going well. Clearly, something's going wrong. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right, cool. Thank you for coming to this week's Rondo. Been an interesting episode, but yeah, catch you next week. Like, comment, and subscribe.
You know, like that.
All right, boom.